I'd like to talk to you today about my favorite recovery skill, motivational interviewing. This approach is ideal for anyone really who struggles with mixed feelings. It's best known for its use with substance use disorders. Motivational interviewing was developed over decades of research and fine-tuning. Its development began in 1980 through the work of William R. Miller, and then later alongside Stephen Rollnick. Miller's innovation was actually quite simple. While treating individuals suffering from alcoholism, he was able to note, based on their verbal patterns, where they were in relation to their addiction, and based on their apparent attitude, feelings, and motivations, he adjusted his approach. There's a lot to say about motivational interviewing, a lot to learn and to practice, but I hope from that brief description that it sounds a bit like common sense so far. And in this short video, I'd like to demonstrate that you already have many basic skills of motivational interviewing. So here's a fictional scenario to think about. Tony is a 36-year-old Caucasian heterosexual. He dropped out of high school. He has some sparse work experience in retail and lost his housing a year and a half ago, so he's unhoused. And that was after his girlfriend kicked him out of her apartment due to his substance use. And his drugs of choice, by the way, are heroin and fentanyl. He's tried methadone prescriptions twice, and that's how he first encountered the low threshold day program, where you are a staff offering an indoor space for some food, medical treatment, and conversation. He's not currently on any form of medication-assisted treatment. His plans are often short-term, focused on relationships with his peers and where he'll stay night to night. Tony is generally charming and funny. You see a range of presentations from him. Often he's high and nodding in space. Sometimes he's in a withdrawal and appears sick, headachy, more irritable than normal. He's more prone to argue with his peers and staff in the space. But he respects you. One thing he tells others that he appreciates about you is that you don't judge him. So imagine working with Tony through the course of a month on a nearly daily basis. And for the purpose of this exercise, think about what approaches over the course of that month might get Tony to consider treatment of some kind again, like consistent use of methadone, or maybe a longer-term idea of getting into residential recovery services. So think about all this. Think about working with Tony for a month, and the idea here isn't to transform Tony. You're meeting him where he's at. So a realistic, appropriate goal here might be talking to Tony about getting stable on medication-assisted treatment and maybe entering into treatment. As you think this over, picture, if you can, a time you were sold something by a talented salesperson, or a time maybe an activist of some kind got you to donate to their cause or sign a clipboard. As you're thinking that over, you can take out a sheet of paper, just like this, and write what works at the top. And start to make a list of ideas of things that might work. You can make a second sheet of paper, ideas of things that don't work. So after this video, I'll give you a chance to make your list. But here's a couple ideas I had of things that work. What works? A good relationship with Tony and exploring what Tony wants. Here's some things that I thought of that don't work. Shaming Tony about his use, and telling Tony what to do. I think you could probably think of some good items to add to both of those lists, and now you're figuring out what Miller figured out in 1980, which is common sense. We need to adjust our approach to where people are at. So if you find this framework appealing, and you'd like to expand your abilities within motivational interviewing, then I'd love for you to attend my seminar titled Introduction to Motivational Interviewing. Hope to see you there. Thank you.